What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another podcast with Hot Lava Sports. I'm here with Max. Max, happy birthday, May 1st. Happy birthday
Well,
to you.
thank you.
We want to talk about the month of April with the Padres, the pros, the cons. Right now we're below 500, 3 games below 500, and I think it's a good idea to talk about the month of April. It gives us a good little portion of what the Padres are good at and what the Padres are bad at, the pros and cons. So
Want to start
go for
with
it.
offensively or pitching?
Let's talk about the offense
Okay.
first. Let's do offense. What you like, what you don't like, what who needs work, who doesn't need work, or what do you think?
Yeah. So for this month, um, our leading RBI is who else?
Mister Irrelevant.
That's what Will Smith thought.
Yeah, for sure. And I think from that just started just his numbers went higher up.
Yeah. He just made himself like, I'm gonna be the minimum veteran contract guy that's going to make a difference.
And I think Jurickson Profar is the best. And I know when we first started, it's like, do you think he's an everyday starter? He could be a fourth outfielder.
We weren't sure at the beginning.
We weren't sure in the beginning because we always had the rumors of Tommy Pham. This is when the
It's something about playing in San Diego for him.
yeah, last year he was not good at the Rockies at all, and Padres picked him up for $1 million, and he's and I thought at first like, oh, he just had a hot streak, he's gonna cool down, but he's still today
Yeah,
with the win against the Reds, 4 for 4 yesterday at home. Like he's great, and leading off now is even better for me.
yeah, and so just to look at the April numbers, Profar has 17 RBIs, led the team, average 322, OPS 937, and he also led the team in hits, 29.
It's crazy.
7 doubles in that frame with 90 at bats, 27 games. Um, I mean, that's just Profar. Um, I mean, like I said, like he's been playing like someone that we signed to a max contract.
And I honestly did not think he'll have been this hot this for this long. But I'm just happy. He looks happy in the clubhouse. The clubhouse loves him.
Feeding on it.
It's just great. That's what we need. That's what we need. A guy that's always smiling, always positive, always loves to talk, interviews and all that. He's just a great player overall, defensively, offensively, even like stealing bases. He's overall a great guy. Not always the power guy, but you don't always need a power guy when you're leading off, right?
Yeah.
Just get on base somehow, right?
So let me ask you something. Is you went to the Reds game on Monday,
Yes.
and I went to the Phillies game on Friday.
Okay.
From today and yesterday's, like when you saw some of the highlights, and compared to those losses with the Phillies and the Reds, how do you see their body language difference between a few days ago to today?
Yeah, so we started off with that horrible 5 losing streak, and you can just tell. I think Mike Schill wasn't worried too much. Yes, he's like trying to figure out what's going on with the team, but it's always going to be a slump. Every team's going to have a slump. It's just when are you going to have that, right? So I feel as fans we always we love our team, but at the same time we like to do a little backstab at them, like, oh, this team is over. Thank you, San Diego, for the fans. Those funny jokes, memes, and everything like that. But to answer the question, I think the players just kept sticking with it. Every day is a new game. Let's start fresh again. Don't worry about the
It's a
losing streak.
162 season game.
And I just think now that if you can do a 5 losing streak, you can get a 5 winning streak. It's the same thing, right? It's just harder, but you can do it.
Yeah, and like not to say that. I mean, there's probably going to be another course where we go on a slump like this.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
But just for the fans listening, and that just knowing that like this recent performance doesn't really show what the team's like goals and abilities are.
Yeah.
It's not this last year's Bob Melvin's team.
Right. And the thing is, it's just like
Even that wasn't all Bob's fault.
No, and you're just in a position where who do you have? You're just like, and it sucks because our depth. And here's a first con. Our depth. I feel like if we can have a little bit better depth, we can have Tatis off his feet. Maybe we can just DH once, or he can have a day off. Because these guys are playing almost every day, and we need these guys. But it's like, do you trust someone playing right field besides Tatis, or switching positions around? Because sometimes you do need the extra day. Like today, we had Xander off today, and it's good for him, his mind, because right now he's still struggling. And just take a day off from baseball and just be there just in case you need to pitch it.
And another thing I'm gonna bring up, and I know it's not gonna be the most popular thing,
Mm-hmm.
but we're in the last 2 games, we're 2-0 when Wade's in the lineup. And I mean he's an older veteran, and that's why Schilt puts him in,
Yeah,
especially against righties.
right.
But he's also someone that can get on base, draw walks. He's not perfect. He's not Manny Machado, but he bunts. He could steal bases. He works hard every time he on the base, and I think that was part of the rhythm that kind of went off. I'm not saying that's the reason we lost all those games, but another thing I think the team really fed off was the having Darvish come back.
Yeah, that was huge. He came back yesterday, right?
He looked like in midseason form.
I was worried a little bit because they said it was a neck strain and not injury.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? Because I didn't say injury, but it looks like a strain, right? So I'm glad it wasn't his arm because that could be a big deal.
Or his elbow or anything.
Yeah. He came back yesterday, like it's probably his best outing.
I saw a post that a Red fan said, "I would not be surprised if we get no hit today."
And was it a shutout for his six? Was it 6 innings?
Yeah, it was a 5 innings, right?
Okay.
But he looked solid.
Yeah.
There's a couple times where players got a hit or two, but he looked like he had full control of the counts, and he didn't have to use that much pitches, or that pitch count was low.
It's perfect, and that's the guy you kind of want to. He's that guy's like, we're coming back, because that was their 5 losing streak when he started. So who's the next man up? And the Padres been trailing a lot of those games when they were losing.
And we sometimes we just need the luck to hit our way. The Reds made 3 errors. There's games where we gave away games like that, and but just it's kind of funny. Momentum's a real thing, and the baseball game with the momentum of just getting one win can really spark something going into a lengthy road trip.
Yeah, and now they have to bye tomorrow for Thursday, the May 2nd. They're going to Arizona for a 3-game, and then right after going to Chicago, the Cubs to play. We have a 2-win streak right now. Max, April. Before we talk about a little bit more May, April, what do you give the team? I have a 10. 10 being amazing. What do you give a score for the Padres? Looking on their record, looking at the players.
The schedule, based off the schedule, off April, it was. I would give it like a 5.
Okay.
Just because we won the series against the Dodgers in LA. We won the series against the Cubs. But once again, against the Rockies, we split. The Cardinals, who are on the up, we lost that series too. But there's a couple games like that Giants game, where we lost that series because of that Ha-Seong Kim error or whatever. But I would say overall we did good, but we couldn't capitalize when we were a half game back on the Dodgers.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. You don't want to have.
The only reason we're not 7 games back is because the Dodgers lost 5 of 7 when we did as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If they lose, we need to win. If you lose, they lose. Okay, but we need to get closer. We don't want that games back spreading more and more because that's when you're like, dude, now you have to fight for a wild card. It's
Yeah.
early. I hate keep saying
And
that
you
it's
shouldn't
early.
have to scoreboard watch. Like
Yeah,
you should be
but
able to
it's acting
control.
like we're acting like
Yeah.
that because we really care about this team. I just feel like I'm more passionate about this year than last year is because I felt last year was like we have the team to do it. I'm not stressing out. It's April, right? But it never clicked. I'm here as in like we have a good team still, but we need to win every game.
Let me ask you another thing.
You
Do you
know?
think we just played the Phillies at the wrong time?
The Phillies are hot, but I'm looking at these scores: 3-9, 1-5, and 6-8. I mean, 3-9,
They dominated us.
that was not even close. 1-5, not even close. The last game, 6-8. Okay, that's a close game.
That shouldn't happen.
I would rather have them now because I would rather have them play them now. It's early because you
They're
never
more
know.
confident.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen in the end because we're going to see them again, and that's when you're going to get the playoffs
And
or closer to the wild card. They might have to win these.
We have to travel to Philly when we play them again.
And I don't like that.
But
Yeah.
based off
The May schedule now, right?
Yeah. So we have a little lengthy road trip with the Diamondbacks and the Cubs. Then we have the Dodgers for a 3-game series.
It's gonna be packed in Petco.
Yeah, that's most likely gonna be a sellout.
Yeah, all 3. Yeah.
Then we have the Rockies. What do we know about them?
Huh.
And then it doesn't get easier because we have 4 games with the Braves on the road and the Reds, and then we welcome the Yankees.
Soda back at Petco.
Yeah.
Yeah. May looks hard too. I mean, look, we wanna do good against the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks are not as strong as they were last season, so let's capitalize on the. I just want to win series. You know,
Yeah.
like it was a good series. We beat the Reds. We lost the first game, which is tough losing the first game, but they won the last 2 games, so perfect. The D-backs, let's do that. Let's win the first game. Let's do it. The Cubs is the one I'm really curious about how the Padres are going to do at Wrigley Field for sure.
And something that I noticed, except the Darvish's start, I would have to triple check, but it appeared that we led a home run every first inning.
Yes, and it started yet, and then today again.
Yeah.
We broke that trailing last night, but we can't have that with good teams like the Dodgers, the Yankees. We have in the Braves. The Braves is going to be hard.
And the Reds again.
Yeah, 4-game Braves and the Braves as of right now looking really good.
And look, these Royals are no joke either.
No of your teams, Max.
No,
all these teams are professional for a reason. You know, they're all good teams. I don't know, depend on the record. Like, records do tell you how good they are, but
I mean, on any given day.
Yeah, look what happened with us with the Rockies and course. So.
They're like they have dudes. But I just think that Dylan Cease is gonna have to play at a higher level. I know he's done a lot for us. Yeah. We've won games because of him.
Yeah.
But we need him to act like that ace.
And you'll have 1 or 2 games like bad games. He had that one bad game.
There's just these timely losses.
Yeah. And you'll have that as a pitcher. You can't be perfect, right?
But
Dylan Cease does.
But you could see he was like upset with himself because that wasn't.
He cares.
Yeah, and he knows that this is not what his stuff is.
Yeah.
Like, he knows that what he did early in the year, just fanning people, is what he's like, what we should know of him as.
Yeah. No. Now let me ask you this: one player. Let's do this. Besides Jurix and Profar, who do you else like? Who's like surprised you, and who's disappointed you? It could be hitting or pitching.
Yeah. So to start off, should I want me to start hitting or
whatever you want to start off? One you liked, one disappointed you.
So I know it's early, and there's a few guys that I could put that have been disappointing, but I would say I felt like Campusano. I think he's gonna get it back.
Okay.
But I mean, there's times where he was just on several games. He just didn't seem right. I don't know if he was playing hurt.
Yeah.
Or because he dropped several pass balls.
That's true. He did. I forgot about that.
And that's why I think Higgy is alternating a lot because this Campy's not quite there to be an everyday
catcher. Yeah.
I mean, he's going to get majority of the reps, but and you probably are aware now with when Waldron pitches, Higgy is the primary catcher because he's more comfortable catching those knuckleballs.
Correct. Yeah.
And then pitching wise, that I'm disappointed in a little bit is, it was Musgrove in it until I'd like to see another start.
Okay.
A clean start. But and then in relieving, I was like, I don't know if it was just a bad time. We saw recent where Matsui just got lit up for like the first time.
Yeah, and it's gonna happen.
I mean, I'm glad like they're getting used to it. But on the other hand, who I think is really gonna be
who's gonna pick it up in May? Let's say who's gonna pick up May.
I think it's gonna be, especially with this grind of the season.
Yeah.
Like, have you noticed that Azakar has been playing a lot more reps?
He has, and he's basically feeling like pro. I feel like Profar. Yeah.
And when Merrill's out.
Oh, Merrill's out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get that.
But his reps,
are increasing for sure, which is a good thing. We need them to stay in the game. We can't have them like cool off for 3 days and hey, pick up a bat, live batting. You know, you can't have that.
And on top of that, like, what really hurt this team in a way was when Cronenworth got hurt in Milwaukee.
Yeah,
because we had to just go on the fly, but luckily we see Cronenworth's okay, and you saw that grand slam today.
Right, yeah.
But pitching wise, who I think's who's going to step up, and who I like his stuff is Los Santos.
Yeah, I really like his stuff. Yes. I feel like when he's in the mound, I'm like, okay,
I'm confident.
Yeah.
Like, even if you give him a run or two, but like that's because he's pitching multiple innings.
Yeah. For my sake, Merrill, I think he started off great, but now he's coming down back to earth. Why is that? You're gonna have a slump. Welcome to the big leagues. You know, it's not. You're gonna start off strong all the time. Some people get good, but he's young. He's gonna get that slump, and I think what's he's not getting on base all the time now. And I think the teams and pitchers are realizing what he's struggling in.
Yeah, and
because now he's in the league for a month now.
And the broadcasts of Gwyn and Don, they were saying, like, he's trying to be a hero.
Yeah,
swinging at pitches he wouldn't normally. What made him successful was him just being himself.
Yeah,
and I mean, he'll learn by that from experience.
He's good on the plate. He's played discipline for sure.
Yeah. But there's like certain times where you could see he's just swinging at bad pitches.
Yeah, and it's not him like the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And then another thing they were saying about just like anyone, when you scout, there's not much scouting report on Merrill in the big leagues before Korea.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. No one knows, like, what is he good, what is he bad?
It's hard to compare minor league performance and major league performance.
But I'm just glad that he's not struggling at the point where, like, man, he's batting like under 200.
And that's
good.
And that's why a lot of pitchers that get called up to debut sometimes do really well because there's not much like
data. Until you start figuring it out. And that's what I think about Merrill.
Remember that?
Figuring it out now.
I think it was Merrill Kelly or it was like some Diamondback the last couple of years. Remember he had like a 8-inning shutout.
Oh yeah.
And then he like was fanning Machado, Tatis, and just never seen these guys.
No, until you get it. Another guy, real quick, Max. Is Tatis. What is up with Tatis, Max? What? Give me a little bit. Are you worried? Are you kind of like, is he healthy? What are you thinking about Tatis? Or are you okay with it? What he's doing right now?
Yeah, I like what I mean. It's been disappointing, but he it's just when Machado does better, I think that's everyone does better.
Okay.
When the top of the lineup gets better, um, that's when everyone does better.
Okay. I just think I just want Tatis back to 2021 Tatis. Like, where is that Tatis where he's always on base, he's always getting doubles, he's always stealing. He's like, he has a defense. He's good at defense.
Yeah, just
Where's
getting
the
on base.
what's that offensive Tatis where he's remember when he was from third base, a fly out to infield and he saw it home?
Yeah,
I missed that 2021 Tatis.
I don't know if he's just getting bored out there or like there's some at bats you could tell where he could take a walk, but he'd rather like.
And that's the thing. Like, it's a team sport, and I get it. And
like today he drew the walk,
yeah,
but
he's been striking out a lot more.
And today he swung on 3-0.
Yeah,
which like I know he can.
Yeah,
but it's just you want to get on base.
Yeah, and I told you this off the air, but I told you about the like people been like saying like, oh, why was he better before and then now? Like, what's going on? But I think he just needs to dial back in. You know, he's Tatis for a reason. I don't know if you heard this real quick about Tatis. Did you hear about the MLB?
I was about to bring that
MLB
up.
Central saying it's his contract tradable.
Is these 7-8 teams interested?
Do you think that's BS? He's like, why would they bring that up? Is the Padres ever going to do that?
That's full of crap. I mean, like
I think it was just some drama stirring the pot, right?
Like it's that narrative where the Padres are not allowed to spend big sums of money.
Do you think Padres will ever trade Tatis?
Like,
or do you think he's gonna be like the new Tony Gwynn? Like he's gonna be San Diego
he's
forever?
the face of the franchise.
I really hope so, because that's gonna suck if he leaves, or not by him, but the team in general saying, "Hey, we're gonna trade you for a better team, or we need a rebuild."
I mean, if you think if the feed's been toxic with Soda leaving,
yeah,
just wait till Tatis doesn't wear that uniform again.
I also saw talking about. I know. I just wanted to talk about this, but I did hear and I saw they brought up the idea is they had other teams. I think they had the Mets, the Cardinals, and I forgot another team, but with the Padres. So there's 4 teams. I forgot the other one. But they were talking about just a question: should they start rebuilding? I don't see how the Padres should be rebuilding. Who are you gonna give away? Your stars just to get back? Like the rebuild is like it's gonna be, like why rebuild?
No, look, the rebuild thing is just hysteria.
Okay.
Like you think that I mean, for instance, when the Dodgers, not Dodgers, when we traded Soto, that people saw that as a rebuild.
Okay.
But we still have Manny Machado, Tatis on 10-year extensions.
We're good with these superstars.
And I'm not giving up on Xander.
No, I mean, he's gonna be in our team, and we have to support that. We can't cry about it anymore.
So, like, calling this just because. This is something I really wanted to say. Is we need our stars to be acting like stars.
Yeah, not just one star. We need all of them.
Yeah,
together.
So, like Tatis, Machado, they're guys that are known for hitting home runs, getting doubles, getting steals. Like it's like one thing where the way they were playing in the month of April seemed like what your bench players are like casually getting on. You need your star players to be consistent.
Just imagine, real quick, but imagine all those stars together. Everyone's hitting the balls, hitting strong balls, doubles after doubles, singles, RBIs, home runs. Just imagine having one night. You know what? It's so funny. Remember last year when the whole team came back together when Soto was finally a Padre? We had Drury. Remember we played the Rockies at home and it was like 14-3.
Yeah.
I thought, like, where is that? Because everyone was hitting. Again, they're not on our team anymore, but I love to see a home run fest.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to see for May,
New month.
new month. I'm okay where we're at right now, 3 under. I would love to see over 5. If we were talking about right now, just that losing 5 kind of killed us with that. But we're not that big. I don't want to keep digging a deeper hole. So, but yeah, I think we're good. May, we got our first win on May, so let's keep it for your birthday.
Yeah.
Let's keep it up. Any last things, Max? You want to?
We need to start hot in Arizona. Let's there's 6 games in that road trip. Let's win at least 4.
4 to 6. I think that's great. Win the series then.
Yeah.
Let's win the series, and then we'll talk about it. We're trying to do more podcasts, maybe twice a week, once a week. We're trying to really improve this, guys. So again, please give it a like, share it, give us a comment, just saying, "Hey, what's up?" Anything, really, anything.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get there, guys. Again, we're trying to do a giveaway, so please share this to get to 100 subscribers.
All right. Thank you guys. Go Padres.